Hey everyone, how are we all doing today? Today's video we're going to be going over the blanket stitch. The blanket stitch is going to end up looking something like this. So as you can see, it's a very nice stitch. It has a nice line going across the seam of it. We're going to be going over how to accomplish this stitch along with how to turn our corners while working with a blanket stitch. So for today's video, to get started, all you're going to need is some fabric, some thread, a needle, and a pair of sewing scissors. And let's get started. So as always, we're going to start off by grabbing an arm's length worth of thread. We're going to thread that needle. So I like to put that in right to the hole. Pull that even. Grab it, wrap it around my finger 2 times, and twist off. And we're just going to pull that, and that gets us our knot. So to get started on the blanket stitch, I'm going to be sewing these 2 pieces of felt together. I want to start off by inserting my needle in between the 2 stitches, pulling towards the back. This way, when I lay my front piece on top, it goes ahead and hides that needle, that knot. I'm going to start off from here. I'm going to insert through both pieces now, making sure that I come out through the back from the same hole that I originally put my needle from. Then go ahead and turn that back over. I like to stick my finger out with that loop. This way, as I'm pulling, a loop forms on my finger. From here, how we're going to achieve our blanket stitch is with this loop. Before we pull all the way, we're going to take our needle, scoop it into that loop, and now pull. So now again, we're going to be going from the front. It's important to remember that when doing a stitch like this, that the space that's going down and across is even. This will give us a nice finished look. So we can go ahead, put our needle in, and as that's coming down, I end up with that loop. I take my needle, put it right inside of that loop, and now finish the pull. By doing this, that's going to give us a nice little line here, and that's what our work looks like from the front and the back. So one more time, I'm going to move over a stitch length, go through both, hold that thread on my finger as I pull down, pull it out, I'm left with the loop, put my needle through the loop, and pull the rest of the way. And this gives us a nice uniformed blanket stitch. We'll do that again. Make sure everything's lined up nice. You move over 1 stitch, poke that through, pull up, leave the loop, needle through the loop, and pull. As you can see, we're left with that really nice line that goes across the entire blanket. That's going to go across the entire seam. So I want to take a second before I continue to talk about the blanket stitch. The blanket stitch is a very popular stitch. We see it a lot on felt blankets. You can see it often on finishing seams, appliques, and embroidery. This is a popular stitch because of the way that it looks at the end. It's very appealing to the eye, it comes out very neat, and it looks very visually nice. So we can continue. I'm going to stick our needle in. Remember, I want to keep this distance and this distance equal. So I like to do it as pull that. I'm left with the loop. Stick my needle through the loop and pull. All right, I'm going to go ahead, finish this row, and I'll be right back. So as we continue, you can see that we're approaching a corner. There's a very special way that we turn the corner when working with the blanket stitch. So once you notice that you're coming to the corner, what we're going to do is we're going to make 1 more stitch, poke that through, pull, catch that loop, put our needle through the loop, pull, and now we're going to work on our corner stitch. So what you'd want to do is, instead of poking your needle through all the way, you're going to insert it at a 45-degree angle from here, coming up at the corner. You're going to push that up, pull like normal, get that loop, stick your needle through, and pull. So now we have that line going right up to our corner. And now our next stitch, we're going to go into the same hole, insert through both, go through, catch that loop, put it through the loop, and pull. Doing this will give us a nice continued look of our blanket stitch as we continue working. So one more time. So remember, I want to keep my spaces even. I go one space over, go through both, pull, and through the loop, and pull one more time. One stitch space over, through, catch the loop, needle through the loop, and pull. So there's our blanket stitch.
All right, well, that was our blanket stitch. I hope you guys had fun. So one more time, here's my finished product. As you can see, we accomplished that seam going across the edge along with the face and the back of our product. We were able to successfully turn those corners. It's a very nice stitch, very appealing. Mine ended up kind of looking like a Cheez-It at the end. It's kind of funny. But I hope you guys had fun. I hope you all learned something, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.